Good evening, ladies and gentlemen and ladies. Wish we could all be coming together with much better news than we have today. And unfortunately, that news is that Summer Wells is still a missing child. I know a lot of you are still watching other channels or now that are talking or showing photos or video of memorial services that are happening around Kingsport, and I am coming to you late. So please let me know if you can. Let me know if you can hear me. Cosplay, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I know others will filter in and more will come in just a few moments. I actually did not, my own fault, advertise that I was going to be live. I just set up the live, so whoever gets my announcements know that I was live. And bear with me a moment here. I'm going to go do that now. Carrie, I hope if you're with us, I hope you had a safe trip. And thank you once again for assisting me today or being willing to put up with me today as we went around Kingsport. Forgive me just a few seconds here. Forgive me, guys. I'm typing really quick. I promise. If you can't hear that clickety clackety noise. So we have some really good things to go over, and I had some very, very. I think today was an awesome day. It went over extremely well. The whole day was a positive, nothing but a positive day. Carrie and I, as we had planned, went around Kingsport to various locations that Summer Wells would have been. And I do have some video. I will try to play some of it and explain to you also what and why I took the video images that I did. So forgive me as I get myself added here. What I have for video, and like I said, I hope this will work. I have not tested this out before. There are some really good things and some things I was very disappointed in. And to be honest, guys, today I'm not focusing on the disappointed items. It was a real shame. What really disappointed me was a real shame. And we will get into that in another day because it is tended, and I'll be honest, it could be viewed as being um, catty, or it could be viewed as being something that would be. We're all following each other, guys. It could be viewed as catty or rather drama-ish, and I don't want to focus on that today. Today was all about Summer and the fact that it was 365 days ago today. Some of the most important places I think that we did go to today were bear with me a second here. I appreciate your patience, guys. Trying to see how I can do this. So bear with me a moment. Try to figure out something. I apologize as I here. So there was we went to some of the most important places, and my intention was we're like-minded people. So let me put it this way: when you go to a place, residual energy will sometimes be in a place after some tragic accident or some sort of event happening or um, a memory or a place that's locked in time. And it's not gonna let me do it that way. Um, Forgive me, guys. I'm gonna have to come up with another way with this video. We'll do the video tomorrow night, which I am 100% committed to being on tomorrow night. I will set up a live as soon as this one is over. For tomorrow night. Hello, New Orleans lady. Hello, Oreo. So, uh, the video, I'll just go over what happened. And Carrie, please, if I forget anything, or you saw something, or heard something, or experienced something, um, that happened, please chime in. Or if you want, jump up on panel. I will drop a link. Of course, it's up to you, and if whether you feel up to joining me or not. Well, what it is, guys, the reason I'll have the video is because when I came home tonight, my first thought was I needed food and I wanted to go and jump online and talk with you all um, about what I did experience today, what I did see today, and I met a new person today just by chance, being in the right place, right time. Somebody had come up to me, and started talking, and found out that I do YouTube videos, create videos. And when I told them who I was, they recognized me. So, which kind of shocks me sometimes. But anyway, Carrie and I today, we went. You're not a problem, Carrie. Take your time. So we went to one of the first place we went is we went to the swimming hole, Warrior State Park, where Summer had went missing or had went swimming that day. And we spent a good deal of time there. There was a very nice memorial little thing set up. People had candles, some items that would be definitely for a little girl about her age, a little tiara that said princess on it, a pair of flip flops, some balloons. It was very well done. Some seashells. Um, It was, I do have that in the video. My interest, though, wasn't so much where she went swimming, because I always believed there was something more to that area. And the place that happened, there is actually a trail, not like a trail like people would. It was a trail that was carved out for people to walk. It was just worn down from people walking, if that makes sense. And in all the videos I've ever saw of that area, I always wondered, where does that trail lead? Something always drew my attention to what was down past there. And this is not to start any sort of anybody saying, RJ said this, RJ said that. I'm not saying that anything but, I'm not saying anything but what I had already said. I believe that happened to Summer Wells. There was an accident. But one of the things that I had thought was, how did the accident happen? Could it have been negligence, or was this purely an accident? And yes, guys, I am keeping this focus on summer. Today is all about summer. Bear with me just a moment. So yes, I did spend some time, and when I was there, Justice for All was at the swimming area. Some people I did not know who was there. People don't know. People did not know me at that point. Didn't know doesn't know who I am. So I didn't talk to anybody really. Said hi to Justice, but I really didn't linger and talk. I sat there on a log for a moment. That was right by where she went swimming after I had stepped into some mud that was really, really soft and sunk a little. I sat down on a log that was in the water, and I just got a vibe of the area. There was a complete sense of serenity. So it was just very calm. And which was my plan for the day, just to allow the energy to dictate where I was going to go, what I was going to see. And I'm not going to say I was right about there was some issue, or I'm going to present it as this and let you draw your own opinion about it. And when you see the video, once I get the video downloaded to my computer, and so we can actually watch it, you'll understand that down this path and up, and this path goes from where Summer would have been swimming and goes up and around a curve, and has a little bit of a cliff, 3 feet at the most, drop down. Not something you couldn't step down. But you go around this curve, and immediately as you go around the curve, the trail keeps going on. But if you look at your right, if you look at the right, which I do show in the video I will be playing tomorrow, that there's a natural lean-to. And it feels like there's a heaviness to the air. When you get to this point, there's a change in the energy and a complete heaviness. To me, I believe that there's somebody was there camping. Again, I'm not saying this person had something to do with Summer Wells, but I believe there was a reason that they chose that area. There was a reason they chose that area to go swimming. It's completely secluded. From the parking lot where you would park to walk to this area, you can't see all of the area that Summer went swimming. You can't see where the trail leads down to where I was talking about. You can't see where I would say somebody could very easily throw a tarp over some tree branches or trees that had grown on almost a 45-degree angle into other trees and resting on other trees. The heaviness I felt in that area said that there's something happened that day. Something happened there that day. I've always said that there is a that day. I've always said that. Hello, Carrie. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me again.
Absolutely. And again, Carrie, thank you very, very much for your assistance today and putting up with me and running around Kingsport. We did have a good day, though.
Yes, we did. Thank you.
Despite me stepping in the almost knee-deep mud. Okay, mid-calf, but, you know, close enough. Carrie there? Or am I not here? Hello?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
I thought it was me for a moment.
Nope, it was me.
Whew, you had me worried.
Oops.
Yes, cosplay. That's exactly the area I'm speaking of. That's exactly so. That area, and again, I'm not saying that this is a concrete 100%. I can't prove that. I'm just saying that this area, the energy changed, the air felt heavier, and it's not that it was hot and humid, and it wasn't an exhausting heavy walk. It was 20 yards from the area that the Summer would have been swimming. And the way the trees are and the branches were stacked, somebody could have very easily thrown a tarp over on the trees and tied it down to the branches that were there and had a perfect lean-to for camping.
Yeah, it was perfect. I mean, just set it perfect.
You had the advantage of height because it was a slightly leveled off area, halfway up a hill. So I'm saying I've always thought that there was some draw to attention, or yes, cosplay exactly. I've always thought that there was some drawing attention to the area just past where Summer had gone swimming.
Yeah, it was a very heavy feeling. Very heavy.
Mm-hmm. Again, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say something happened to Summer in that area. I'm not going to say I can tell you 100% what happened. I'm saying something related to Summer happened in that area just past where she had gone swimming. Unfortunately, my tablet won't all the videos on my tablet. It's saying it's not, it can't sync to being on StreamYard. So that's why I don't have the video tomorrow. I will definitely get it to download onto my computer and be able to show you the video tomorrow. But I think the important thing about this area was that you didn't have to go back onto that trail to get out of where that area would have been that somebody could have been camping. There was a few different ways that they could get out of that area. And it was easy to navigate from what we could see. Let's see. Then we went to from Warriors Path Park. We went by the Walgreens. We didn't do any videos shooting of there. Justice for All had actually gone there. It is literally when you exit the park, you come out at a red light, and it's right there at the red light. Right by there's a Food City right across from the park as well. One corner is Walgreens, the other corner is Food City.
Yeah, probably not even what, a minute or two, give or take.
Maybe I would say about 3 to 5 minutes. Maybe. No, actually, it was cosplay. That's one thing we didn't really do. We did stop for lunch, but it was a late lunch. We actually had a late start to the day, and not to anybody's fault. And we didn't go to like IHOP or anything like that, but we did find you a Waffle House, and we did take a picture. Which I think you saw.
That's right. Just for you.
Let's see. Good. Yeah, that's actually right off of one of the main shopping areas in Kingsport, right on East Stone Drive. From there, we went to. Okay, so from there, we actually went over to the hospital that they were at, did a little quick video, take a picture type of deal. And then we retraced some of the other steps that they had taken that day. Right. Oreo, exactly. So the area that they had shown in the video for where Summer was swimming, there was a particular bush or a series of plants that had grown up with a pink flower. And that's where a lot of the video that was shown or has been shown was. That's much closer to the water than what had been previously, or what the camera angles make it out to be. It was 3 feet from the water.
And that was the only place that they were flowers.
Exactly. That's the only place in that whole entire area that had those pink flowers. That there was no other flowers at all there. So the black store bag, convenience store bag, he put it in front of that or alongside of that plant, that bush. And that was not but 3 steps at the most to the water. Now, granted, the water was a little bit high today because it had rained over yesterday, and heavily rained yesterday morning. And we saw that when we were going through Beach Creek area, and we see the creek was up. So let's see what else. We drove around to different places. We went to the hospital. We went past Hippie Hop Shop and 22 Catch 22. Did I say the name of that store right?
Mm-hmm. We went by alleys.
We went past alleys, exactly. Now, what I did do with that is I took a short video of us driving down the street, not pointing at her house or any street addresses. There was a school bus with kids getting off for some sort of swimming lesson or something or other. So we couldn't go because the bus was letting all students off. Some orange drink. Are you talking about something to drink from Powell's?
No, I know what you talk about. No, we didn't get that.
Oh, I know what she's talking about. No. We did not go into the hippie shop, hop shop or to Catch 22. We merely drove by them. We kind of caught us off guard. We're exactly where they were. But every place that we went to, every place that they went to last year was nothing but a 5 to 10 minute trip. 7 minutes at the most in most places. The longest portion of the trip was them going from Priceless back to their home or their home to the hospital. And it did not take very long to get there.
No. Not long at all.
No. I have one update that I didn't even tease. That if you go to any other channel, they are not going to be able to give you this with any sort of proof. I did not record this. And the reason I did not record this was I did not want to draw any more attention to us than what we were, where we were, when we realized who was there. We went up Ben Hill Road.
Drum roll, please.
Carrie spotted one. And as we got closer and closer, there was 3 unmarked cars with detectives at the end of the driveway, and it looked like they had just arrived at 110 Ben Hill Road. They had just looked like they had just arrived because as soon as one of the officers was one of the officers that you could see at the press conference that happened earlier today. He was partially in a uniform. And then the other 2 were actually, I believe that was actually Ronnie Lawson in a uniform. Yeah. And the other 2 were detectives. One of them was a detective that was speaking today. But they were all at 110 Ben Hill Road, standing at the foot of the driveways. They just arrived and were about to go up onto the property in one vehicle. They were re-canvassing, re-examining 110 Ben Hill Road this afternoon. And they were there for, I would say, a good 45 minutes, almost hour. Does that sound about right?
That sounds about right, yeah.
They were there for a good 45 minutes to almost an hour. Cosplay, you know that you always are welcome to. But you're not going to hear that from any other channel. We were literally just in the right time at the right place. Right place, right time. Where we had turned down Ben Hill Road, and the cops were like shocked that somebody was actually there driving up the road. at that time because it appeared that they had thought people were going to be retracing what happened in the morning. We just happened to be there going through that area intentionally to not be there when anybody else, a lot of foot traffic was going to be going through there. We were there at the right time.
Yeah, we couldn't have timed that if we tried it ourselves. That
No.
Perfect.
Yeah, we could not have timed that any better than being there. Cosplay. That's interesting. Thank you for letting us know that.
Well,
that is very interesting. We were there. What was it? I'm going to say this was about 3:30ish.
That's what I was trying. I was thinking it was about 3:30.
That we had actually gone up Ben Hill Road, and they were there. And of course, I will stand 100% by that they were cops there. And what Cosplay is saying is alleged. I have not heard that myself because, like I said, I was out all day. But we were, there was nobody else on the road. So we were the only persons that know that there was a Ronnie Lawson and two other detectives were there in unmarked cars. And we actually went up Ben Hill Road, turned around, came back down, and got away from that area for a few moments. We actually were just traveling through Beach Creek Road area a little bit. And as we were coming back up, because like I said, everybody, I wanted to go up to the cemetery that's across the road. We were just giving them a little bit of time, space, let them clear out of there. So we know that, and they know that we're not trying to interfere or we're not that interested in what they were doing. But it was definitely interesting to see the three detectives.
It was. I didn't expect that.
No. How could we expect that? Honestly, how could we expect that? That was just perfect timing. Unfortunately, one negative thing did unfortunately happen. One negative thing happened. An app of mine that I had on one. There have been rumors, Charlie. There have been rumors about people watching 110 Ben Hill Road. Today, making sure that nobody was going to be trying to go onto the property and everything like that. And we didn't go on the property.
No.
Couldn't go on the property. The detective cars were blocking the property. And honestly, guys, my only interest in being in that area was, yes, I was happy to get a viewpoint of it. But I was more interested in going over to the cemetery and doing a little bit of meditation and using my spirit box. I don't know. The police were there. Unfortunately, though, I could not get a recording. The app that I had on another device decided it wasn't going to work without an update. And I didn't check it before I left my apartment in the morning. Otherwise, I would have updated it. So that is my fault, and I apologize. However, I do have Carrie here, who was a witness to what happened.
I witnessed it all. I seen it. I seen all three of them.
No, I only did two. The first time I was talking and walking around away from you, the spirit box wasn't on. So the cemetery that's right across the road, there's a lot of people with the last name Light. A lot of people with the last name Morlock. A lot of people with the last name Bernard. Let's see. What was the other family name that was
Light?
there? I'm sorry?
Was it Light?
Light, Morlock, Bernard. There was another name. I can't remember it off the top of my head. Cox, C-O-X. Was another family name that was there.
Was that over there in the other part that I didn't walk down?
That was off to the left and in the back.
Okay. Yeah, that's the part. Yeah. Because I got stuck.
Yes, Hill. There was Hills as well.
Hill,
thank you.
Yes.
Cosplay, thank you. There was also Hills. And that was the name I wasn't remembering. Thank you very much, Cosplay. I appreciate that. When I had gotten up there, hello, Double Rainbows. How are you?
Hello, Double Rainbows.
Oreo was around 3:30.
Cosplay, you was with us more than you know, honey.
Oh boy. When we pulled into the cemetery, we actually parked off the road that's right by the cemetery, and I hopped out and I started. We just went up right up the center and just started walking around, and I just started walking around and just getting a feel for what was there, or if there was any spirits there that wanted to communicate. And I got drawn to an area that I circled in on. I got drawn to this area more than I got drawn to another area on the other side. Although I did walk that other area as well. It was there was just not a lot of activity, and I didn't feel anything negative from that area. They didn't care for me to be there. Hello, Rain. How are you? If I didn't say hi to you already, I just noticed you there. The other area just didn't care for me to be there. Didn't wish to communicate. Was actually at one point saying, "Go away. Time to leave." Kind of things. It was just annoyed that I was there when it realized what I was doing. But the area that I did circle in on, was very chatty. Very chatty.
Yes, it was very chatty. They was talking up a storm.
I would say there was 6 at one point, 6 different spirits talking to us. Probably 7. I had some talking, but there was so much activity and so much competition for what was going on in this cemetery. Double Rainbows, if I did, I will double check that in just a moment. See what that is about. I may have missed it. I'll double check it. You just did send it to RJ channel 1 at Yahoo. Summer Wells did try talking to me, but unfortunately she was being I guess the right way to say it would be her voice was being drowned out or drummed out by the other spirits that were there that were talking. Some of them knew about summer.
Yeah, they
Some
were.
of them.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying some of them knew about summer.
Yeah.
And some of them knew and repeatedly were saying June and 14th.
Repeatedly.
Like they kept repeating they kept repeating June. Until I acknowledged they were saying June.
Yeah, I bet I stopped counting after about 10, 15 times. Maybe not quite that many, but it was a lot.
Right. I didn't try to count, but I know it was several times. I know it was several times that they were kept repeating June. And they didn't stop repeating June until I acknowledged. Once they knew they had my attention and I had theirs, they wouldn't stop repeating June until I acknowledged June and asked them what was so significant or important about June. And the only thing they would say is 14th. As in something happened June 14th and they want us to look into it.
Yep, they said something about the 14th.
They didn't give any more details than that. All
No.
they would say is June 14th. No. They did not say the 15th. They were clear on saying the 14th. I still stand by they were there on the 15th at the swimming location. But what I sense is that there was something that happened on the 14th.
And the result ended on the 15th, possibly.
Yes, exactly where I'm going. The fate was set. The catalyst happened. However you want to word it. We need to start looking back at the 14th.
Kind of like, I guess you could say, like a cause and reaction. The cause possibly happened on the 14th. The reaction ended on the 15th.
Mm-hmm. We need to start investigating what happened on the 14th. Because that's when the wheels of motion was set. I still stand by that Summer was at the swimming hole on the 15th. They were at Priceless on the 15th. They were at all the other things that they say they were at. It was on the 15th. But something happened on the 14th that set the wheels into motion, and fate, or the catalyst, however you wish to word it. The 15th was the end result. Carrie, I know I'm going to open myself up to a lot of questions, and please, guys, I am saying this publicly to Carrie. That one date we had seen, I don't buy into that theory at all that some have said about the double burial, so I'm not mentioning that beyond this.
Right.
I know we hadn't discussed this before, and I should have discussed this with you before, but I don't buy into it. So that one date I'm not even bringing up any. But
I knew
it
that.
wasn't.
Somehow I already knew that.
Yeah. Okay. Boss Man Blake, how are you today?
Hello, Bossman Blake.
Boss Man, I'm going over some of the events that happened today and what we had. Um, Me and Carrie have been running around Kingsport, going to different places that Summer Wells would have gone to last year. Double rainbows. It's not a very big, well-known theory. It's the idea that there was somebody being buried in the cemetery, and before the vault had been put in, that a hole was dug deeper than 6 feet, and a person was buried below the vault. If you know what a vault is, that's what the double burial is about. And that's a theory that I don't buy into at all, so I don't talk about it.
No, I don't either.
I don't believe that was I don't believe that was a possibility of of happening. So it wasn't originally on our schedule, or what we were going to do, but the time of the day that we were actually at the cemetery, it actually became a possibility that we went to the memorial service that Robin Lane was throwing, and had not very far from the swimming location. So where we began is where we ended, as far as running around Kingsport and going to different locations. And Robin had, through their church and everything, she did a wonderful job.
She did. It was beautiful.
Unfortunately, no, Oreo. Unfortunately, I only have me and Carrie. That's something I may have to go back and redo another day to see if I can get the same results. But unfortunately, I'll have to something we'll have to plan out or figure out how to do that again. But it's actually a very beautiful cemetery, from what I can tell. Dates back to early 1900s. And guys, I know Carrie dropped off. I'm sure she'll be back in just a moment. In fact, here she is right now.
Sorry,
She's back.
I kicked myself out.
Oh no, that's fine.
I had enough of myself.
But like I said, tomorrow, once I have a chance to download the video and get all these videos linked, double rainbows, Tennessee is absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful.
I love this area. I honestly love this area, and I grew up just outside of Philadelphia, born and raised in the Philadelphia metro area, and I love this area.
So many beautiful places.
Carrie, from where Carrie picked me up this morning or this afternoon. Carrie saw the view I have every single day. You cannot be a person a mad very long with how beautiful view you have every single day of waking up, going outside, and seeing gorgeous mountains, green, lush mountains. I don't see how you can stay mad long.
And
I
the
can
beautiful sky. I mean, just everything all together.
Oh yeah,
it's gorgeous.
It really is. Goryo, I will have to get some pictures. That's something I can work on tomorrow, is getting some still photos, but of similar views and whatnot. I don't have the Southern accent double rainbows. I apologize. But Carrie has a better Tennessee accent than I do. Cosplay, she definitely has the Tennessee accent when she talks. Not to
When I
out
was stationed
cosplay
out in
any.
California, I got teased so bad about my accent.
Not to out cosplay anywhere any, but she lives somewhere in the Tennessee area. Yeah, and that's my own fault, guys. Again, I admit I did not try to download. I was hoping that I could just play it straight off my tablet, but it's saying it's not synced to join the stream. Otherwise, I would have had that, but I will get that downloaded and I'll edit it up tomorrow. And we'll have a very nice video to watch. And I'll get some other videos tomorrow as well. And some photos of Kingsport or the Tri-Cities area. If you don't visit Tennessee for any other reason than going down towards either Nashville if you're into country music and want to see the Grand Ole Opry, or you just want to go to Dollywood, it is worth a trip. It is worth taking. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Double Rainbows. I will definitely do that. I did get something to eat. I am tired, but it's not like I am overly tired. It's just being
It's
out in the
like
sun tired.
yeah, it's a calm tired. It's a relaxing tired. Or to me, it is.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way I feel. It's just being out in the sun, kind of tired. It's not like overdoing and exhausted. So I'm good. But although we got lost a couple times today, but the lost we got was actually a good thing. One of the times we got lost a little bit was because we went and drove down Beach Creek Road and we missed somewhere we were going to go turn around and see. And it actually was a good thing because it gave the police time to clear out of there.
That's funny, Cosplay. You mentioned Dollywood. Because I started heading that way.
Yeah, well, that was.
Oh.
We both got distracted for a moment, and in the conversation we were having, and missed an exit on the road. Yes, yeah, double rainbows. Yes, there was mainly adults. The cemetery had a small area that was kids. This was not a big cemetery at all, guys. So to say there was maybe 100 people buried there is probably right on it. But there was mainly adults. There were a few kids.
And it
There
was
were some
very,
kids.
very nice. I mean, it was a very well kept cemetery.
Oh, absolutely. You can tell that it wasn't just a family burial ground that very quickly and easily gets overgrown. This was definitely a burial ground that was taken well care of. Even if the markers were over 100 years old or approaching 100 years old. I believe we saw a couple dates going back to the early 1900s. I believe the oldest one was in the 1920s. I don't remember exactly what year. back up in that Bernards area that you didn't go, that I pointed out.
Yeah.
There was a 1920s date up there. The Bernards area was rather unique to the rest of the cemetery. And reason I say it's unique is that was where the energy that was coming from, that was like, go away. We don't want you here. We don't. You're not a light. You're not a Bernard. You're not a family name. We know you're not. We want you to leave. Type of. It wasn't angry. It wasn't like, it was not negative. It was just, we don't want you here. And that's where that was coming from.
It's like when you drive up there, you have a little, I guess they used to be like a little road you could drive in between. And you have graves to the right, graves to the left. The graves on the left was like, come on over. The graves to the right was like, no, we don't want no company today.
Right. Exactly.
And you can sense it.
Oh yeah. When you drive in there, like I said, we drove in there and used the little bit of area that you can drive in on to turn around, or back out and turn around. That little area that was to the left, it was more welcoming.
Yes.
It was, we have a story to tell, and you're the person that's ready to hear it. Of course, after I walked around and just looked at some gravestones for a few moments and just calmly walked around the whole cemetery for a moment, I did start talking and was like, you know who I am. You know why I'm here. I'm not here to be disruptive. I'm not here to bring negative to you. If you want to talk to me, I'm here to listen. And I had a grouping of about 3 pop up immediately saying, here, over here. And that's really what it was. It was, they're just drawing my attention to that one small area, and I just had to circle in on it to get exactly where it was. But once I did get locked in on it, it was interesting. And the more time I spent there talking and just being calm and talking to them and asking them questions and listening to their answers, they actually responded more and better. And there's one thing I didn't mention yet that I just remembered. They actually, and if you follow Summer Wells' case and know about her property, or the property that she was across the road. And guys, when I mean it's across the road, I literally mean this was across the road from Ben Hill Road. And you can clearly see from where we were, there is a path directly across, no interference, not other than trees. You can directly see into where, or onto the house level of where Summer Wells' house, the house on 110 Ben Hill Road was. If there's no foliage in the trees, we would have been able to see the house from this cemetery. The one thing that I did, it just popped in my head, and I knew this earlier and I forgot about it. The spirits in the cemetery talked about the pool.
Yes, that's right. They mentioned the pool.
It wasn't just like they mentioned, oh, they had a pool. They were relating it to June 14th. They were relating the pool to June 14th. Something happened June 14th with that pool.
And you know what's something's kind of really nagging at me. It, and I know we've been over this little flower situation, but just like when we were out today,
Mm-hmm.
if you noticed, which I mean, I'm not a huge knower when all the flowers bloom out, but in both places, at the swim hole and at the graveside, the flowers was only in one spot. They weren't spread out all over the place like you normally see when flowers bloom out. They kind of bloom spots here, spots there, and kind of out all over the place.
Yes. Are you talking about the orange? Not only those pink flowers we saw, but the
Right.
orange tiger
Mhm.
lily type flowers and the flowers that were off of the backside of was there flowers on the backside of the cemetery as well?
I just keep seeing the ones in front of that tree. There's something about, I don't know. I'm just still fixated on that tree
Okay.
for some reason.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to as being the
Yeah,
backside of the
yeah,
cemetery.
right there. Yeah, just just tons of them there in that one spot. Nowhere else. They might have been maybe a straggler way in the back, but
Mm-hmm.
as far as like a group and a bunch, no, just there. Nowhere else in that
Right.
whole entire place. Same way at the swim hole. Just one bunch there. Nowhere else. What is it with the flowers?
Right. Yeah, that was
Because flowers keep being mentioned and through the whole entire process there.
you're right. So there's the pink flowers that happened that were at the in this one particular bush. There's one area, the only area, and we're talking about um an area that's maybe a little about 4 feet long. Phoenix, I hope that ice cream is very, very good. I got ice cream myself tonight, so I'll be enjoying that later. Might have to have a root beer float.
Ooh, I
Um,
cinnamon roll.
but there, it was about the same amount of area off the backside of the cemetery in that area of 3 trees that we pointed out to each other.
Oh yeah.
And guys, I apologize. I'll have to go back there and at some point. I didn't know about the app that I was going to use to record the until I was there, and I apologize again. I should have checked it out before, and this is why I encouraged Carrie to join me tonight because I at least have a witness that this really did happen. There was an area of 3 trees. It almost made a perfect triangle off the backside of the cemetery. And this area had a bit of an eerie feeling to it as well. And this is getting off towards the Bernards.
That's where I was stuck at. I just
Uh-huh.
not move from there. It just kept. I don't know. There was just something about that spot. And you noticed the triangle marking. I just noticed it was the tree.
Mm-hmm. But it was just in these couple areas. Everywhere we went, there was only these 2 areas. And it was about the same amount of area, a 4-foot area that these flowers would grow.
Yeah, not spread out. Not just a small little area.
Double rainbows, I believe they were at the swimming hole on the 15th, which is we have too much information to concretely say that they were in that area, and you have probably the only reliable source of information that happened that day, which was H. and the information he has given privately that we don't know, because remember, guys, he can't speak about 2 hours time frame. About a 2 hour time frame, he can't speak about still. There's some information that only he and the police know that he can't talk about, and or him, Allie, and the police, I should say. But I believe that he was there at the swimming hole. A part of the reason he was there was not only to babysit Summer as they ran errands in and out of different places, but he was there to serve as a proof of life. And we were actually talking about this today. No, you're fine. I'm not bringing it up I'm actually bringing it up to give you a chance to expand on what you're saying, and to give you my opinion as well. Let's see here. I'm just going back through the chat real quick. Cosplay, you're right. There was a lot of people planting flowers that day last year, which these plants should have been well rooted into the ground and growing. But there wasn't.
No, just a patch.
Hope you find something good, Oreo. Okay, cosplay. Let's see here. Y'all know I can't say he is a reliable source, but Ellie has said per se they were there that day, but it still could have been for reasons unknown. You're 100% right, but I still believe in everything that everything I've looked at with this. I still believe that he is 100% had it served a purpose other than them being able to run into a store without bringing or toting Summer along. And I'm saying it that way on purpose. Carrie, go ahead.
See, I'm kind of like, I kind of see what Double Rainbows is thinking, maybe, because I'm still a little on the fence of not that they were there, about what actually they did that day at the swim hole. Because
Mm-hmm.
even though one creator did overview that TikTok, I'm still in question about that TikTok video. I'm still in question if she actually did swim that day now. I mean, I'm going to have to ponder on that a bit.
Well, let's take a look at what it is, and the reason I don't doubt that that they were there on the 15th. Michelle After Dark, I believe, was on her main
Yes, it
channel.
was her. Yes, she did. She did the.
No, Double Rainbow. I can read your email and give you honest and true feedback on it, or read it, and I can definitely read it without it compromising what I think. I'll read it. Don't worry.
Oh Lord, no, Double Rainbow. That's what we do. We discuss everything. It gives us, when we discuss stuff like that, and you have a difference in a view or an opinion. It will shed, it could shed some light on something that maybe somebody else ain't seen, or we don't know, or anything like that.
Exactly, and the reason I'm willing to read it and go over it. Okay, I see why I didn't see it before, and I'm going to fix that right now. I see that you actually sent me a couple of emails, Double Rainbow, and I apologize. It actually went to my spam folder. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in my inbox. So it's not spam, and I will read it a little bit later, and I will reply to you. So I do apologize that I did not see that before. I just found it. But I'm always interested in everybody's opinions, because either it's going to change my opinion, deepen my opinion, or it's going to be something that we definitely need to talk about. So don't ever think, even though I give you my opinion, that your opinion is exactly, Phoenix. All opinions are welcomed and views are welcomed. As long as somebody, my thing is, I may not be always the most eloquent person to speak. It's, if you give your opinion, can you present it to us with facts, with proof of where your opinion is coming from? If you can do that, it's something that is well worth our time, my time, to take a look into. If it's just an opinion and has no basis, and I'm not trying to be rude to anybody or say, that is just your opinion, and I'm going to regard it as, respectfully regard it as, your opinion. It's the same way I look at, if somebody disagrees, do they base it on facts of what happened, or is this just, yeah, Charlie K, I believe something did happen at the swimming hole here. Um, I believe something did happen, and I believe that something happened while their attention was diverted and over in the area that I was talking about. There was a man and a woman with their child. I believe the child was probably about Summer's age, maybe a little bit older. And they were fishing not far off of where Summer had went missing or had been swimming from. And the area that I had was drawn my attention, and where I was checking out, like I said, it was about 20 yards from where she was swimming down the path. From where that area was, that I said that somebody could have very easily been using as a lean-to and camping, you couldn't see the people that were fishing. You could hear them, but you couldn't see them. It was enough bit of a privacy area of privacy that you couldn't tell they were there, other than hearing them. Cosplay is 100% right. And I view it as the same, going back to what I was saying before I saw Charlie's comment, when it is say something about that. It's the same way I have take a stance on somebody having an opposite opinion, or not agreeing with what I say. Can you base it on facts? And if you do, it's something I may need to take a look at, and it might alter what I think. But that could be for a good reason. Don't take it as I haven't. And I apologize. I found your email, and I'm looking forward to reading it, Double Rainbows. So don't worry about it. I just apologize that I hadn't seen it before.
A lot of emails are getting mixed up with spam, and they're not coming through. and it's taking a little bit longer to even notice them because I've had a lot of problems with my emails too.
Yeah. So, and actually, in all honesty, I thank you very much for letting me know that you sent me an email, and I need to take a closer look into finding out what happened. So, I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, and in this case, you can't rule nothing out in this one.
No, and if you had seen the press conference this morning, that's something they were saying very early on when Leslie Earhart had her press conference again today on the 1 year anniversary. Exactly, Double Rainbows. But Leslie Earhart this morning, when TBI had their press conference, had made the point of two things. She was actually, if you tell by her body language, she was both dismayed and hurt, emotionally hurt, that is taking a year. She made the point of saying that they know two things, and only two things right now. Summer's missing, and it does not look like an abduction. No evidence supports an abduction. Everything else is still on the table. Everything else about Summer Wells is still on the table.
Everything.
And no matter what certain creators, former neighbor residents want to say about them being cleared, TBI has not said that.
No.
If you really look at and listen to what she said this morning, as much as that everything is on the table, as far as theories of what happened to Summer, every person is still a suspect. Every person is still a suspect. Every person that was there on Ben Hill Road. I'm going to add words to what they said. Now that I physically have seen it for firsthand and not done just a map study of Ben Hill Road, I've made the statement that based on what Don Wells had said and clarified what a hillbilly is, and how that it is impossible for a hillbilly to have come down from where a hillbilly lives to find where Summer is, to take Summer, and do knows whatever. That is impossible. Charlie K, I actually don't 100% disagree with you, and I think you'll actually be shocked. I don't disagree with you. I think that TBI is one that's going to bust this case and figure out what happened to Summer. I don't think it's going to be Hawkins County.
I don't either.
Never did. And I don't think it's that TBI cares more. I think it's that the resources are available for TBI that are not there for Hawkins County, and Ronnie Lawson knows it, that his hands are the proverbial tied. Do I think it's going to go through his office, Ronnie Lawson's office? Do I think Ronnie Lawson's going to be a part of it? And do I think that TBI is going to end up taking a backseat to a point? Oh, 100%. But I don't think that Ronnie Lawson is going to be. I don't think that the Hawkins County is going to be the one to actually solve what happened.
No, because I think if they would have at least had something by now.
Right. Exactly. I've made this statement, and Charlie, the statement that you can actually tell that I have said, or I agree with you on, or how I agree with you, is that I keep saying that Hawkins County had to get TBI involved. They had no choice. From the get-go, they had no choice. Their investigators found out what they could find out. And all they could do is sit there and scratch their head and go, wait, this just doesn't make sense. We're going to need help on this because this is too big for our county. Hello, D-Love. How are you doing tonight? And I believe that TBI, I guess TBI, anytime you have a state abbreviation with Bureau of Investigations, the whatever state BI, okay, understand they're working with Washington, D.C. They're working with their federal partner, the FBI. That's an automatic. This is why I say that they have bigger brothers. They have the resources that Hawkins County does not have. D-Love, how are you doing tonight? And thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Hello, D-Love.
So, yeah, like I said, I don't believe that Hawkins County is going to solve what happened. Unless Hawkins County gets a phone call that and honestly, guys, let's be honest. It's 365 days. The odds are greater and greater each and every day. And yes, I mean that they're thousands of or hundredths of a percent greater now that she will be. It's recovery.
Right. Because
D-Love, thank you very much. I appreciate that. When I'm saying like the hundredths and thousands of a percent, we're looking at a percentage higher than 95% now. That this is recovery. Oh, guys, yeah, exact double rainbows. I am heartbroken. I am heartbroken over it as well. There is nothing, every single fiber in my being. I have been, and this is what I started off tonight saying, I met a new person tonight. And that person recognized me as being somebody that's absolutely positive about the Tri-Cities area, about saying nothing but positive things, because there is a lot of great happening in the Tri-Cities area. Carrie, the woman started talking to Carrie and found out who I was, and it was like, oh, I know who you are.
Yep, she knew exactly who he was.
And that's exactly what she said. She said that I am a I speak positive about the Tri-Cities area. She more specifically said Kingsport, but I always speak positive about the Tri-Cities area because there's a lot of great things happening. So if she did find my channel and she's lurking in the background, I want to thank her very much for introducing herself to me. I don't know if she did find my channel or not, but Cosplay, thank you very much. I always forget about that. Please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thank you, Cosplay, for the reminder. But there is a lot of great things that happen in the Tri-Cities area, and they don't get noticed. And I don't like bringing bad news. I actually would rather come on here, been able to come on here and say, you know, is something positive happened with Summer Wells today on her 1 year anniversary, but it didn't happen. I would have loved to come on here tonight and bringing that. But we're having memorial services. We're not just having 1 year anniversary services for missing kids or and bringing other missing kids into it. We're having memorial services now. Charlie K is exactly right.
And the sad thing about it is not even being found yet, or
Exactly.
hope you're going to find them.
Well, here's the thing, and guys, a lot of us in this chat room right now embrace spiritual that's quote unquote non-traditional, meaning it's not Christian. And I'm not outing anybody by saying this, but we embrace it. It's part of, we accept it as being part of our lives at some level or another. And I was actually hoping to be able to talk to Summer, and I'm going to try to talk to Summer tonight privately, and I will try to record it. Or I may wait till tomorrow night, depending on what's going on. But I think we're at a point where, and tell me if you've not heard this or experienced this before, especially with a recovery, that we keep trying to talk to the spirit. We keep holding on to the spirit. We keep holding on to a false hope that it interferes with the recovery. And once that is once everybody lets that go, says a goodbye, a final goodbye, we've got to let you go, a memorial service. It's not long after that the recovery happens.
Right.
Part of what I wanted to do tonight, and honestly, guys, this is after these next couple days, it probably will be the last time I talk about Summer Wells. We'll be talking more about the Delphi kids. We'll be talking about. I promised. I said last night I was going to be live, and I couldn't do it. I didn't do it. I just didn't feel it. Where I want to be talking about Evelyn Boswell with what's going on with her court case, or I want to get deeper into Monkey. And some of the other things that are going on, focus on the mass shootings that I was doing with Boss Man Blake, if he's still around, and John Q. want to seriously get into more of those things because they are just as big of an important social issue as they are a crime of a true crime story. Part of what I wanted to do was encourage Summer Wells to go to heaven and stay in heaven. And make her and have her understand that she's got to stay there. She gets to stop responding to everybody that keeps calling her out.
And it's like you hold them back from moving on.
Exactly. Double Rainbows, you're exactly right. Classic and Sincere, that's going to be another court case that needs to be followed. And so everybody, everybody that's followed that, those kids were killed 3 months before they were reported missing. At the minimum, 3 months. There are so many missing kids. There's Harmony Montgomery. I'm drawing a mental blank on her name. The little girl that her cousin, I want to say it was Indiana.
Oh, I can't think of her name either.
I can't think of the name exactly. See, that Double Rainbows, you're exactly right. That's another story that needs to be talked about. Cody Bigsby, that nobody is talking about. And this is where I decided my channel was from the get-go. We are going to bring light to the stories that nobody's talking about.
And it's not like you're tucking her away and forgetting about her.
No.
But if they focus on just her, you are, or we are, forgetting about the rest. And we can't forget about the rest.
And again, guys, this is not that Summer Wells is unimportant. I want to be clear on that. Today was about Summer Wells. Everything that happened in Kingsport, people putting up signs all over the place. Where's Summer? People carrying signs that say, "Save our children." If anybody wants to know Bossman Blake's channel, bear with me just a second here. I will post a link.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm on my phone, so I can't get to my stuff.
No, you're good. You're good. Bossman Blake actually does a really good job. He with covering true crime stories. With him, I have actually been working and had been covering the mass shooting in Philadelphia. Bear with me just a moment here.
Yeah, Cosplay. You can post his link.
Oh, Cosplay, do you have it? Big time. Thank you, Bossman Blake. If you're still with us, I see that you put us on your community page.
Go to his page and copy, and then come back in, or however you do it. You come back in and post it, or paste it, copy and paste. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can do it on my iPad. Give me a second here.
But here, what I'll do is I'm going to post this video, a link to this video. This is what him and John Q have been doing just a couple nights ago about Jermaine Covington. Absolutely worth the time to go and listen to. And you can subscribe to his channel through this link. That is a video that is absolutely worth the time. Go listen to, because the spouse of that, Jermaine Covington, was actually in that chat talking with them.
Did you post both? Is that Bossman's?
That link I posted just now is for Bossman's channel.
Okay.
You know, I said tonight, the beginning of the night, that I was actually disappointed in some other channels, and I promised I wasn't going to go into that tonight, and I'm still not going to go into that tonight. This is something that needs to be talked about on another night. Why I was disappointed. And Carrie, I know we've already discussed this in person. We are in 100% agreement. Yes, this is RJ channel, but when I put something out there, if I need to just double check my opinion and something that I'm make sure I'm in the right place, I'm not overstepping my bounds, I go to my mods. I go to my Discord. I say, hey guys, if I need to be put in my place, if I need to be checked, let me know. And I already did that with with Carrie tonight, and I will run this by Cosplay later when she doesn't know the circumstances yet. But I don't think the opinion that Cosplay gives me when she finds out the facts of what happened is going to say I'm in the wrong for saying that I'm very disturbed by what some other channels had done tonight, and I feel that the attention needs to be drawn to them in a negative manner. But today is about summer. Sorry, I was drinking some water just then. I apologize. Today is about summer.
Cosplay, you're doing a wonderful job, honey.
Cosplay does an awesome job.
He does.
My mods know, and I've made it clear to them what I expect, and they get what I expect. So I'm not. I know that she does an awesome job, just as like Carrie does an awesome job.
Well, thank you. I try my best. It's because you all gotta bring out the good in me.
Cosplay, I appreciate that very much. But yes, Charlie, that is definitely the link for. This is the link for Boss Man Blake. Yeah. Guys, if you're not a mod with me, don't think I don't appreciate you. I'm not making everybody a mod like some other channels do. If you ever have something that if you're not in my Discord, don't be offended by it either. You can always shoot me an email anytime. And no, this is not to say I'm trying to collect your information, because that is the last thing I want to do. And somebody alleged to me in a chat that I was doing. But you can always email me at that email address. Let me know that if I'm live, if you do so I can take a look at it, or either immediately or after the stream. Or as Double Rainbows did, she sent me emails 5 days ago, and I didn't notice it because it went to the spam folder. But Summer Wells. Everybody wants to cling on to hope that this is going to be rescue. I'm not a person who likes to bring it back about the negative news. Nobody likes to hear negative, depressing news or negative, depressing information. I believe that this is and has been for a while now a mission of recovery when it comes to Summer Wells. Just being real, just being 100% me. I'm not trying to disagree with any other channels. Double Rainbows, you have it exactly right. If you want to take a moment, everybody, and throw up some purple hearts and prayers for Summer Moon, Utah Wells, please do so. I don't do that whole bot thing that's going to strike somebody, or I'm not going to mute anybody over it. You're welcome. If it says that it needs to be reviewed, please go ahead and approve it. Moment. I honestly believe that Summer Wells, it's a recovery mission now. And I know I'm repeating myself, guys, but I want to express how important this is and why I feel this way. I love talking to Summer Wells. I have adored hearing her voice when I go into a spirit box. Either I'm doing it or somebody else is doing it, and I can sit there and go, yeah, that's Summer. And I can hear, how she has progressed from having to use her aunt Rose Bly and her grandfather to do most of the speaking, to now she has her voice. She has a voice. She carries on a conversation and she loves to be heard.
Yes, she does. I heard her today. Sure did.
She was trying her hardest to talk to us today. But all the other voices that were there were trying to tell us a story of what happened, and we're drumming out her voice. And I even said to her, I said, okay, Summer, I'm having a hard time picking you up because there's a lot going on around me right now. And I need to talk to you later. And she was like, yup, okay. She got it. She knew it. She was not verbal because she was encouraged to not be not verbal. She knew. She was that smart. She knew.
And now she knows she has her voice. She can.
And she knows her voice is being heard too. See, double rainbows, and exactly, it's her aunt deserves justice as well. Or you're exactly right, she was. You know, Double Rainbows. It's amazing that you say that, because a lot of times, in my Discord, we were talking about the other day if we remembered Jessica McClure. And if nobody knows the story or not old enough to remember the story, Jessica McClure was a little girl from Texas, 18 months old. She was out back in her backyard playing and disappeared from her backyard. They didn't know at first what was going on. They, did the whole thing of they did a grid pattern walking through searching. It wasn't until they got silent that they could hear her calling. Yes, she fell down a hole in the ground that was an old well. That somehow the covering, the cement plate that they were supposed to be covering it had shifted off of it, and she fell down into just a small hole that only an 18-month-old or younger could have fit down. She just fell down and slid down into there. Exactly, D-Love. It was actually 86.
And she come out there, or when they brought her out, like she didn't even miss a beat.
Exactly. And the point I'm making of bringing her up is we've gotten to the point where we need to be that really quiet, still voice now and listen. From what I experienced today at that cemetery, I am 100% convinced that everything began and ended with 110 Ben Hill Road.
Yeah. It started there and ended there.
And until we're willing to actually say goodbye, it's not a permanent goodbye, folks. It's not a permanent goodbye. If it's done right, and Summer understands that we need time to heal as a community. And it's not just our channel being a community. It's not just the True Crimes community. This is greater than that. I raised the question once, and it shocked people that I was thinking this, I think, where it blew some people's minds off that somebody would think of this. I said that what if what happened to Summer, while it is a tragedy and always will be a tragedy, what if it serves a greater purpose? What if it serves a greater purpose? Summer saved her brothers, Charlie. You're right. And somebody else said it before. Charlie said about saving her brothers. I'm trying to find the comment. That Summer, maybe it was just a moment ago, and I'm thinking backwards here. That Summer is being a light for other kids. She is a light. Cosplay said it. She is a light. She's shedding a light and brought about attention to many missing kids stories. Many atrocities that have happened in the Tri-Cities, and not even the Tri-Cities, in Tennessee, in Kentucky, in Virginia, in all these states that are now getting left and right having busts by the FBI or the state level Bureau of Investigations where they're cracking down and busting rings. While what has happened to Summer Wells is an absolute tragedy, a greater purpose is coming out of it. Start with her brothers. And man, has it gone on from there.
It's like that domino effect. Even though it's saddening and hurtful, she's going to bring so much light to so many things.
She had a bigger, no matter what side of spirituality you believe on. I'm not here to say one side's right, one side's wrong. No, Charlie, that's actually I'm drinking some ice water, and I'm down to the end of the cup is what you're hearing. I apologize.
Oh, that might be me. I was opening up a box of Ding Dong's cappuccino.
Oreo, that's it. That's exactly it. Maybe this is what needs to start with our channel. Oreo's got it exactly right. Exactly how I feel right. She has made thousands aware of what is really going on the world. It's not just thousands. That's the people that she's saved by exposing what's going on. Thousands of kids, thousands of people have been prevented from getting into this, whether it is that a child sold into this or it's a complete accident, a kidnapping. It's so much attention's on this now that something's finally being done.
It's not being ignored no more. It's not being pushed underneath the rug no more. It's not being hid by this or hid by that no more.
And what I was saying is maybe that our channel needs to be the first to start encouraging to say goodbye to Summer. Not forever. We're not saying goodbye as in her work is completed. Her life is completed. Her mission is completed. No. Her mission has just started snowballing. And it's going to continue. But holding on to her is preventing the healing process that everybody needs.
And it's a standstill. You got sometimes to let go so you can move on, but also make it clearer. If that makes sense. You know where I'm going with that?
Oh, I 100% know where you're going with that, Carrie. But I think Rainbow has it exactly right as well. Yes, Rainbow. I am being very wordy about it. I'm painting a picture out about it. But yes, I am saying that it's a very real possibility that people need to start accepting. I don't fault anybody from sitting there and saying, I hope that this is still a rescue. What was that girl's name that was found something like 13 years or something like that after she was kidnapped? And she was just being kept in the backyard. In a tented area in the backyard of the guy that kidnapped her. I know it's California. The name's not important, but yes, that's the last name. I don't think it was Jackie, but I think you do have the right last name. It's a girl in California. But it's right. My point is saying is to be that is rare. That's not at this point. That's not the normal outcome. No, you guys are good. You guys are good. I think you got the name right, and I was going on Jackie. I think you're right, but I know you guys got the last name. But that's rare. That's not common. It's not common. Just like there was a story I saw, and I don't remember when it was from, but I just ran into it. That a woman was found 34 years later. That they found her on the roadside, and it was a religious group that found her after her parents had been. Well, that cosplay. That's another woman name. That Elizabeth Smart is. It might be it. What I'm thinking of. That she was raised by this religious group since she was like 3 years old. Since she was like 3 years old, they raised her, and never realized that this little girl was alive and a grown adult. And a survivor of a double, where both her parents were made to be unalive. Nobody realized it until a DNA test came back and said that your parents had a unfortunate accident that was not an accident. That's not the normal.
No.
Trust me, guys. I would love, like I said, I would have loved for TBI to come on here and this morning and say Summer Wells was dropped off at Hawkins County Sheriff's Station this morning, but that's not what happened. They have no answers. And yes, I'm repeating myself. I know. You have to look at reality.
I mean, there's not even a crumb. I mean, really.
There's not. Yeah, you're exactly right. There's not a crumb of. It's not that the evidence, the information they have been given, isn't good. It's just there's no new information. I don't know. I know that after tomorrow night, I'm just preparing you guys that yes, today's all about Summer Wells, and it was a beautiful day. There was no drama happening at any of the different memorials, even though not everybody called them memorials. But there was no unnecessary drama. It was all about Summer today. No, D Love, I'm not. I'm not. I think that because everybody's holding on to summer, and it's actually preventing the recovery. I know my spiritual views are not what everybody else is, and I'm not trying to sit here and preach that my views are right, your views are wrong, your views are right, mine are wrong. That's not my intention. I'm saying that we, as as a group of people, need to realize that today is not a was a we need to come to the understanding that today was about a memorial. Today was Summer's Day. Cosplay, you're exactly right. We're not saying goodbye. This is not saying goodbye to summer. This is saying that we're recognizing, we're accepting that this is that they've gone into a recovery, and people that like myself who can use a spirit box to communicate and effectively communicate with spirits. We've got to let Summer go in that aspect. We've got to stop holding her back from moving on and being the light, the bigger light, letting her grow into the bigger light that is going to be, that she's only given us a small taste of with what's happened so far. That's what I'm saying. Yes, double rainbows. You got it exactly.
Yes, I was thinking it, but couldn't quite get the wording right. Exactly, double rainbows. Exactly.
The quicker everybody accepts, and I'm using what double rainbow says, people have to accept. The quicker people accept and understand and realize that today was a memorial and memorializing summer. Forgive me, guys. I know sometimes people messing with styrofoam is cringy to people. That's that squeaky noise you heard a moment ago. I'm very, very sorry. Sonic only has styrofoam cups, and I love their cups because they are styrofoam and they keep things colder longer. And I have some ice I'm going to real quickly down, so forgive me for a second.
Well, like okay, addressing what Charlie, you said, it's ridiculous how nobody has spoken up about what happened. More than one person knows what happened. In my opinion, the only ones that know what happened are the only ones that were there. And they're not going to speak up because they know what's going to happen if they do.
It's also a story of a person crying wolf.
Yes.
They've sowed the seed of so much lies and misinformation. And this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying we need to say goodbye to summer, guys. I'm saying all of this extra that's surrounding summer, we've got to get away from it. Today was a memorial for summer.
Don't let it be 100% focus of everything.
Right.
You have to you keep it in focus, but it kind of like arm's length.
Right. Right. We're still monitoring it. We're still going to follow it. We're still going to talk about it if there's something new. I'm not saying goodbye to Summer, as in like I'm never going to talk about Summer Wells. I still think there's a link between Summer Wells, Evelyn Boswell, and I can go back to what was that little girl in Florida? Her mom went clubbing and a rush to judgment, rush to getting her charged, ended up causing her whole entire case to be falling apart, and her being found not guilty. You guys are all know who I'm talking about, and I can't recall the name. There you go, D Love. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, and I understand, Charlie. But
all three of these cases, Summer Wells, Evelyn Boswell, Casey Anthony, you can make an argument that it's a 7 degrees from bacon. If you remember that from the 80s and 90s, folks, 7 degrees from bacon. If you're an 80s and 90s person, you should remember that. There's a pattern happened. Information was trickled down, copycatted, and is sitting at Summer Wells now. And I think that the moment we start just stop paying attention to all the extra, no longer sit there and focus on and follow what what Candace sells, or what Don, the lamenting of what he did. Look, seriously, if you guys stop and look at what Don Wells put out there last night, midnight this morning, through their mouthpiece, what was posted on their website midnight. It's on YouTube. I'm sure we can find a link if somebody doesn't know what I'm talking about. Read the letter that he wrote, that he penned. He lamented about his actions.
And still lay the blame on other things.
Bingo. I was pausing to get my words right, but you got it right. You got it right for me, Carrie. Thank you very much. He didn't thank the people that have been searching. He didn't express how sorrowful that he was that his little girl had gone missing. He said, "I'm sorry that my mind went to a place where dark things were happening." And I'm paraphrasing, guys. That dark things would happen to you by people. Carrie, do you by any chance know? Can you hang on 1 second? It was Don Wells' family official. Is that the channel name?
The channel name?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. Don Wells Family Official.
Before I give you the link, hang on a second here. I just want to check to make sure it's the right video. Yep. Okay. Read the words. Listen, watch the video. When you do, Go back and read the words in this letter that they show. Slow it down and just read the words. You'll see exactly what I mean about it's not he's not sorry. He doesn't mention how sorry he is that his daughter is missing. He's lamenting his actions. I'll go ahead and pin that to the top so you guys can grab that if you haven't seen it. That's what that letter was. He lamented his actions. And this is exactly what I'm saying. We've got to let go. We've got to stop paying attention to what they're saying because it's fruitless. It's not doing this case any good. Double rainbows, you're right. In parts of it, that's exactly what he's saying. He's lamenting getting caught. Not a word of there is thank you to the people that are out there searching for my daughter. Or I want my daughter home. And well, he does actually say he wants his daughter home and his family together again. But he already knows it's not a possibility because of Utah. He's already been saying that it's not going to happen because of what he did in Utah.
Cosplay. When we were there, Robin sung the song. I don't know. He could have sung it after we left. Was it a skinny guy with glasses and a white long sleeve shirt and black pants?
I think she's referring to the video.
Oh, in the video?
Yeah.
No, that was Robin, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, was there another one?
It's the video with the letter. It's a male singer.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Robin tonight actually said that she apologizes to everybody. She has a decent voice. It's just that her voice doesn't project well. She doesn't have a powerful voice. And for anybody to hear her clearly, that when she sings, she has got to have a microphone. Boss man, thank you very much for posting my link to my live tonight. I did put that on your wall and shared that link, the link to your channel, to my guys here, my ladies here tonight. But that letter, I kind of guess I'm going a little bit backwards on this because it's popping my head. That letter that video is about, that I pinned to the top of the link here, the top of the chat here. It really is a slap in the face to everybody that has searched. I personally don't care if he thanks anybody on YouTube or not. I personally don't care if he blames anybody on YouTube or not. He could have actually put my name in there and said it's my fault, and try to blame me for something or other, and I wouldn't have cared, because he's just that person that is going to try to put blame on everybody else, and at the same time have a woe is me, I'm so pitiful moment. And when I read that letter, that is exactly the reaction I had. He's lamenting about what he did, and he's trying to put blame on everybody else, saying it's their fault of what happened to Summer. I started off with saying it's the story of they cried wolf. Yes, double rainbows, exactly. They cried wolf. Boss man, do you want to pop up here and join us? Anybody is welcome to. I can drop the link again. I'm not being rude by not having it up there. I know I put it earlier in the stream, but anybody, if you want to speak up about Summer Wells, you are welcome to join us. Everything the three captains have said have all been a distraction. So when they lead the seed, they lay the seed of we actually know what's going on. We know what happened. You're not going to believe me once I tell you, because I've told so many other lies. Because I've told so many other lies, and again, these are the people that are Beach Creek Road, Ben Hill Road residents that I'm speaking of. Beach Creek Road, Ben Hill Road residents.
A whole house of lies.
Yes. The whole world is against him. Nothing is his fault. Everything is everybody else's. Exactly. Double rainbows. Mwah! You got exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, y'all think he's creepy just for
Oh, he's much creepier than that.
person.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Half of what I've said, when I talk about Don Wells and when I talk about Candace Wells and when I talk about what Summer said, what I know about this and what I believe to be true. Great, boss man. I appreciate it. Only about half of what I've learned I can prove. Only about half of what I've learned I can actually sit there and say, "Yep, that's 100% a fact." And the evidence that are in this case support it. It's only half. There's things that I was joking. I was talking to there's in my Discord saying, you know, I've heard things that I can't prove. I'm not going to say them because I can't prove them. Or it's just like it's squirrely. I can't get that. Can't get that final. It's not the facts. Just don't. This puzzle piece. I need a pair of nail clippers to make it fit because it's just not going to fit naturally. I got to trim too much of the information off of it to make it fit. Because of that, I'm just throwing it and saying this doesn't belong in this puzzle.
Yeah, you got to trim that much off of it. You stow it away.
Guys, remember, I love talking to Summer Wells. If I could talk to Summer Wells every single day, I would. She is a complete doll. Complete sweetheart. She is amazing.
And when you hear her, it's just so calming and relaxing. She's just so vibrant and so just still full of light and energy.
Oh, yeah.
and happy.
Cosplay, none of us can absolutely rule any of it out. You had you have many questions, and I know you have many questions and thoughts. And cosplay's guys. When I say cosplay is really good at challenging what we when somebody says something, and this is a positive about cosplay, and why I actually love having cosplay as part of my group.
Absolutely.
When if something doesn't sit right with her, she's a hound. She is going to hunt it down until she can actually sit there and say, I got it. I see it now. And she's not going to accept it until she does.
And spot on, too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Carrie, I'm going to step away for just a moment. I'm going to get myself I'm going to get a refill on water, just not some ice here. I'll be right back. I'm just going to mute myself for a moment.
All right. I'll hang here with the family. I hope everybody here had a beautiful day, even though it's a kind of sad day, but it's still a happy day. And I am glad that the rain held off. D-Love, I had a wonderful day. It was a beautiful day, and we got a lot accomplished today. And it ended up being a really good day. Cosplay, thank you for all you do too, especially putting up with me. It was hot and humid today, but not as bad as what it was yesterday. It's still hot here in Virginia.
It's super hot here in Georgia too.
Hey, boss man, thank
Oh,
you for joining us. I'll be
thanks for
right back.
joining.
Just need one more moment.
Take your time, bro. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. So I made it around a whole year. I see. A whole year.
Yes, whole year,
Have you been following this case from day one?
pretty much.
So
I
let me ask you
started.
a question, then.
Hmm.
I don't know how many cases you follow that's similar to this. You know what I'm saying? Missing kids cases or missing people cases in general. But you notice that, let's say, for instance, like the boys, they found out information that led them to believe that they're dead. Same thing with another case I follow, but they don't have a body. They have not yet even mentioned that about her. Can you tell me why you think it's like that, Ben? It's been a whole year. And I don't want her to be. I don't want her to be. I'm just trying to figure out why is this the case with this case?
Is it in your area?
Is what in my area?
Oh, you talking about Summers?
I'm not about summer. I'm talking about summer.
Okay. I'm about half asleep, buddy. I'm about to dozing now. You know.
Oh.
No.
Oh no! Don't tell me I'm losing you, Carrie.
And you know me. That's time the other night I passed out on y'all. You know, I was talking to RJ about the same thing today. And
what's this?
He was discussing about, you know, how in this case how nothing has happened yet. But like in Classic and Sincere's case, you know, even though they don't have a body, you know, they've got the adopted parents in custody. Why haven't they got anything or anybody in custody yet with Summers' case? That's what we was really kind of discussing today too.
Oh yeah. So
more of they can't find her. They said they couldn't find any proof that she was abducted. Okay. But in several other cases I follow, they go ahead and say now it's a recovery now. They have not said that with this case.
there is a sense that TBI and they are saying that this is still an active investigation.
And I believe, as far as that, like on the day that she was reported to have disappeared or abducted, as the parents say, you do have a witness saying that she was alive that day.
Right. And that take me back to the kid, I can't remember his name, that was with them when they went to the little pond, lake, whatever you want to call it.
That's H.
Okay. I know they said he had what, ADHD or something like that? What kind of condition he have? He is the only one outside of that family that saw her.
Exactly.
So, and the last place he saw her was what? Okay, they went to the little lake. She was supposedly sleeping in the back seat of the car when they dropped him off.
Correct. And that was, from everything we can tell, approximately 2:15 to 30-ish on the 15th.
So what I've known of seeing from a lot of different people, they felt like she wasn't alive in that picture that was taken when she was asleep against the milk. Well, didn't the kid say he went out and got her? She was live and well at that point, correct?
So the statement he's made is that when they dropped him off at his house, and again, I personally believe it was approximately 2:15, 2:30. It's what fits best in the timeline in my mind, and what I can comprehend. Now, some will say that it was more like 2:00 in the afternoon, but we're still not far off from that ballpark.
Okay.
The statement he has made is that when he got out of the vehicle and they left from his H's house, Allie's house, she was still alive. Yes.
Correct.
And that's what they're going to go by, unless they have something, another eyewitness, or some tangible evidence to prove otherwise. And at this point, apparently they don't have that.
And that just makes me wonder, like, if, I guess they're trying to say he's not credible because of his condition. Because, like, if he said she was alive, then why nobody would believe that?
See, I think the opposite is what they're saying.
Yeah.
I think the recent, whether you believe it came directly from Ronnie Lawson or not, but the woman's name that went on the creator Ziggy, and this was about a month ago now, and had a question that was supposedly from Ronnie Lawson for YouTubers that he couldn't ask YouTubers directly, creators directly. What happened to the 4 hours in the afternoon that it took for them to call the police? Is actually saying the opposite. Is the last credible person that we can believe said anything or had any knowledge of Summer being alive and being well was H. Because after 2:30, approximately 2:30, when he got dropped off until they called for the police to come out, is a gaping hole.
Yeah,
that we cannot take a word of anybody's information of what happened in that time frame.
All right. Did they have to make any more stops before they went home? After they dropped H off?
There was a stop at Dollar General.
Any camera footage, like surveillance?
So it's, what was that street that I said to you today that they when that one is at Landing Star or something like that, Carrie?
Lone Star?
Lawrence, that's it. That's the street name. There's a general Dollar General on that street that creators and other people and even news people have tried to interview the workers. Either the workers have been transferred out, no longer work there, and have no knowledge of what happened, and that store is not allowed to, or the stores in that area, general area for Dollar General, are not allowed to speak about what happened on June 15th last year. You go down to the Dollar General that is down by where Don Wells worked, they're chatterboxes. They'll tell you everything you want to possibly know about what happened that day with Don Wells coming into their store.
So there's the problem. If you're not going to get any communication from the Dollar General, so that's going to leave that gaping hole of what happened after they dropped H off.
Right. So the police have investigated and so spoken with that store. Okay, that's why I'm saying that beyond that, speaking to the public, speaking to the news media, they don't speak. They can't speak. They just say they're not allowed to say anything.
I don't understand that.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's kind of like one of those, what did they know? What did they see?
So what's your thoughts on what happened to her, RJ? I mean, if you want to provide, if not, I understand.
Oh, I have no problem with saying I believe that there was a sudden illness. Some people don't like the way I phrase it because I believe the sudden illness happened. But there was a bigger plan that was going to have already in motion, and her getting ill either from dry drowning or from her being exposed to the heat. It was, thank goodness, Carrie. If you hadn't seen what the description of this whole thing was, is that I had great help from Carrie today. That she took me around places around Kingsport. I don't drive. She was kind of come down here anyway. So she's like, I'll pick you up and we'll go together. We went around town to different locations today. But I believe that either one of two things happened. Either the dry drowning scenario is plausible, or heat-related illness. It was going to be 85 degrees that day last year, even though it was about 10 degrees hotter today. and I can sit here and say tonight that I feel the effects of it being an extremely hot day and being in the sun. And I know that from statistics that I've quoted on this channel before, a car in the heat of 85 degrees in the matter of time that they would have gone into price list for would have hit approximately 117 degrees. So both are very plausible.
So if that is the case, I haven't done a lot of research on this case, maybe like you guys have, but if that's the case and it was an accident, why would they hide that?
CPS was already investigating.
I had that feeling you was going to go there about the other boys.
CPS had already been investigating and trying to investigate the conditions of the house, conditions of the household structure, and had been for a long time, where they had either locked the doors when they showed up, or all of a sudden had to be were outside and all of a sudden had to go make a trip into town, and they left hard and fast when they showed up off the property.
But at the end of the day, I understand that, and I think I spoke with John. He said something similar to that. But you risk your freedom along with them still doing an investigation because your kid is missing, being that you was already under investigation with CPS. They come take your kids anyway. And now, not only have they taken your kids, if they find out something else, that you cover something up, now you go to prison. Mm-hmm. That is the dumbest thinking that I ever heard in my fucking life. Excuse my language. But why would you do that?
So Candace Wells has had a long history with Child Protective Services in multiple states. Do you know that Summer was actually her 7th child?
No, I did not.
Summer Wells was her 7th child that she would have, if Summer was alive today, that she would have lost to through family court to CPS taking custody.
And they just can. You would think that after this many kids, once she had Summer, you would have thought they would have took her from her once she gave birth to her, because she shows or have proven that she's not a fit parent.
CPS unfortunately does not always share information between state to state, just like unlike a criminal court does. So her charges and her issues were out of Wisconsin originally. She lived in Mississippi, Arkansas, and in Tennessee since then. So that information did not make it all the way to Tennessee.
Wow. That's crazy. Do you know what happened to the other kids that she lost?
They've all been adopted and have become adults. And from the most part, do not want anything to do with their mom.
So the boys, are those her biological kids too?
Yes, the boys in Tennessee, yes.
No, the boys that got taken, right?
Yes.
So she have a total. So that's that's a part of the 7, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say, damn.
3 in Wisconsin, 4 including Summer here in Tennessee.
Okay, now I got you now. All right, we're on the same page.
Yeah, she has a total of 5 boys and 2 girls.
Now, what also, makes this case a little crazy is, didn't the grandmother lose a kid?
Rose Bly.
And they have no idea what happened to her?
Wisconsin is investigating it, and they keep promising the interview room that they are going to, that the lead detective is going to come on and speak with Chris McDonough. I don't know enough information to be able to speak on that case or anything about that really. other than I do believe that it is related to Summer Wells. The family in general has seemed to always promote an androgynous female figure, if that makes sense. And when somebody has stunning beauty by society standards, that daughter gets shunned from this family. If you look at the pictures of Rose Bly, she was an absolutely beautiful woman. And you could see similar features, facial features, in Summer Wells as you saw with Rose Bly.
So let me ask this. So let's move forward to after the drop off of H. The story was that she took Summer in the house, you know what I'm saying, to play with the brothers. They supposedly saw her alive, correct?
Let me answer it this way. And I'm guilty of this, even though I hate doing this. Put yourself in the mindset of a preteen boy. You're playing a video game. Are you going to be paying attention to what your little sister's doing?
No, I mean, did they see her upright walking? That's what I want to know.
There's no concrete proof that that Summer ever actually walked into that house.
Wow.
The boys were. That's what I'm saying. Put your mindset in the mindset of a preteen boy, who all three of them were playing on the video console, whatever console system they had. They were all playing video games together.
So you saying you don't think they even laid eyes on her when she went in that house, or supposedly went in the house?
I don't believe she ever got out of the truck.
Oh. Well, if that's the case and the truth actually come out, Grandis can her ass to jail too, because she pretty much agreed with what Candace said. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. So here's the thing, boss man. I know you follow true crime and you investigate it and everything like that. The statement about when they returned to the 110 Ben Hill Road address is that Candace went to go get the boys in a, come on boys, we got groceries to unload. Makes a point of that they open the door to get groceries and go back into the house. And then make the statement of, and Summer. It wasn't a natural statement of the Summer and the boys, or we all got out of the vehicle and took groceries into the house and got the boys to help. It was a concerted effort to include Summer in that statement. She was an afterthought of it.
Wow. CP cosplay say, but Candace claims she couldn't call 911 because of service with her 2 phones.
Oh, we were out there. There is absolutely, I don't know what plan Carrie has, and my service is based on internet service. It's complete dead zone.
I have Verizon.
She had no signal.
None.
And the only time that the point that was being made is that, yes, they had 2 different phones. One was either like a T-Mobile phone or a Straight Talk phone. And then the other was a Verizon phone, which was her mom's.
How did she talk to Dawn then?
She talked to Dawn on Messenger, Facebook Messenger.
You still gotta have a signal. You still gotta have a signal.
But if you have an internet connection, You can use Wi-Fi and
Exactly.
talk on Facebook.
Yeah, and you can use Wi-Fi to call 911 too.
Right, exactly right. Exactly right. That's right.
Folks, I'm just going to read this real quick. I'm taking our attention away from Summer Wells. It is June 16th, 12:21 a.m. They just issued an Amber Alert in Blount County. I don't have the full details on that yet. I'm looking it up. It is by TBI. Guys, go ahead and continue. I'm going to just mute myself for a second and listen in, but I just wanted to call that out real quick that there was an Amber Alert just issued.
Yeah, you should be able to call 911 regardless on your cell phone, even without having the service. But for some odd reason, she couldn't on her phone.
So I had to go fix me a drink real quick.
No, you're good. You're good, boss man. Don't worry. Don't need to explain. I had to step away and get a drink as well.
So with Don, isn't he facing charges like in Utah somewhere?
Well, they are investigating still, and the charges that are going to believed that are going to come out of Utah have to do with when he was a teenager,
Right.
and young adult, like 19 years old, and activity that he had did to his half sister Jeannie.
Right.
I'm expecting Carrie to correct me on that when I'm looking up some that Amber Alert. Jeannie is his half sister, correct?
Yes. Sonia is the full sister. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jeannie's the half sister.
What's super weird is, them being on YouTube, speaking out, and to me, I kind of backed off a little bit because I started this notice that the Summer Wells case started getting messy, like the Kanika Jenkins case has.
Oh.
And I was like, wow, really? Is it that crazy? Like, people are fighting each other, and some of the arguments are just bogus, and like, why are you arguing about this? It's not about you, it's about Summer. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand when content creators make the case about them. It's weird. It's fucking weird to me.
So I just mentioned that Amber Alert, folks. I'm just going to real quickly show this so everybody can see the Amber Alert real quick. It is on Twitter from TBI. This is their Twitter feed. So it is an Amber Alert out of Blount County. It's Nathaniel Covington. That a 14-year-old girl, Alexis Byrne, Byrn, maybe with a Nathaniel Covington. Wanted for that right now. It's not identifying any information other than wanted for kidnapping.
Oh man.
Goodness.
Double Rainbows. That's Genie. We're talking about Don Wells and what's going on with Utah. But prayers for that 14-year-old girl. Hope TBI can find her quickly and resolve this quickly for her.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't have too much else, man. I'll go ahead and drop down, be in your chat, man. I appreciate you for having me up here.
Oh, boss man, you can stay a moment or two. Please ask questions. Let's learn about this. Even though we're technically into the 16th, the 15th was all about Summer Wells, and it was a beautiful day. It really was.
Did you see any of the memorials or anything like that?
We were at one of them.
Oh, you're in Tennessee?
I am in Kingsport.
Okay.
I live in Kingsport.
Oh, okay. So you right up there. Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have no problem with admitting that I live in Kingsport. It's Carrie knows exactly where I live, and I know she won't tell. Is it exactly in Kingsport? No, but it's generally considered Kingsport.
Gotcha.
And I'm about 30 minutes from Kingsport.
How was it?
It was a beautiful day. It really was a beautiful day. We went to the memorial. It wasn't our plan originally, but we were kind of like leery from the get-go and wanted to stay away from the memorials. But it just worked out that our timing of when we did everything that we planned to do, it was we ended up being in the general area. And timing wise, it was going to work out that we could go to the one that Robin was doing. Robin is a woman that went to the same church as Summer. If you've seen some of the videos of Summer at church where she hugged up on a woman standing behind a podium,
Yeah, I've seen it.
that's Robin.
Gotcha.
That's the memorial that we went to, and we stayed away from the other ones, just because there was a lot of rumors about drama going to be happening, and we just felt that it was more about the creators than it was about Summer. And we went to, if we're going to go to one, we want to be one that was going to be about Summer, which is the one we went to.
Absolutely. I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
With the boys that they took, and even any other kids that's now away from these liars. Have they questioned any of them in depth about what happened, and if they have, was that information provided to the public?
It has not been provided to the public, but the news has said this is ongoingly. They are ongoingly interviewed. There's been a lot of, because of the mistreatment that happened on Ben Hill Road, they have experienced and seen that these boys needed to go ahead and experience or have some time where they were being counseled with a child psychologist, to point where they were able to speak and understand what they were truly experiencing, and how they need to be spoken on.
Hey guys, I'm gonna drop down and join the chat for a little bit. Go take care of my fur baby,
Okay.
and let y'all take the show.
Okay. Well, once you get that taken care of, you're welcome to join us. Although I don't think I'm going to be very, very much longer.
All right, Bossman Blake. Yep.
You fading out. I didn't hear the last thing you said.
I think she was saying, "Boss man, it's a pleasure."
Oh, it's always a pleasure to be here with you, Carrie. Most definitely.
You got really choppy there. I couldn't even understand you, Carrie.
Yeah, this case is one of those.
No, it really is. And I honestly think that, and I said it before, and I kind of got on a little bit of tangent of this. The summary of this is of what I was saying earlier was there's so much distraction going on in this case. With I compared it to being Don Wells, the role he played at one point, and the role that Candace Wells has played at one point, and their former neighbor, whose initials are JSB. She's turned into a creator herself.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Okay, there's so much distraction that has gone on that I've compared it to a poem by Lord Tennyson. Bear with me a second here. I'm drawing a blank on the poem, but I know it's by Tennyson. It's about a battle, a big, huge historic battle, and where the commander told his horse riders to go charge a field, and they knew that it was a mistake. It was a problem. That they were doomed if they did it. And they went ahead and did it. I've compared all the misinformation and everything that the people that are being the mouthpiece to for the family and as being this poem.
Double Rainbow say the Battle of the Light Brigade. Is that what you're talking about?
That's the one. Thank you.
Rainbow, always on point, ain't she?
Yes. I'm actually looking at Lord Tennyson's bio, and I'm just like, I'm drawing a mental blank on this poem. It's such a great poem, but it fits so perfectly. If you think about the three people yes, Alfred Lloyd Tennyson. If you think about the wording of this poem, the Battle of the Light Brigade, that's exactly it. Thank you. About how he's describing that the role that these people play, and that they're acting as the general, and they're trying to give these commands to people that this is what happened, and it's the dismay, that they describe it. The soldiers already know that they're doomed, but they have to listen and follow. And that's exactly what they're trying to do with the details of what happened with Summer Wells.
Right.
No. Do you have is there a free copy of it somewhere, Double Rainbows? I'll be more than happy to share that link with everybody. So if somebody wanted to read it, they could. But I think it would be a copyrights issue. What you got here?
Just something you can play towards, when you're ready to shut down. Just a song I did.
I appreciate it.
Yes, the song I did called Why. Have you ever been in John Q when he talked about it? It's a song I did for the missing kids.
Oh, definitely. Tonight's a great night for that, because it's like I said, it's it was about Summer Wells, and we turn around and we have another kid missing, an Amber Alert happening tonight. And there's so many kids missing. Yeah. And that was part of the focus of the one that Robin did, the memorial service that Robin did. It was not just to be about Summer Wells, but all the missing kids, and no matter what your faith belief is, they had 3 crosses, a set on blankets and pictures of, I'd say probably easy 50 kids. Double rainbows, thank you very much. They had at least 50 different photos of kids that were missing. And all throughout the United States. And guys, honestly, that's where I got tonight. And yeah, I'm wrapping up. I realize what time it is, and I'm tired.
Hey, when you get a chance, man, look into the case of Oakley Carlson, man. That case is crazy as well, man. Once you hear how she went missing, it will blow your freaking mind, bro. It will blow your mind. You'd be like, and the only reason the parents are arrested is because of the negligence for the other kids that was in the house. You know what I'm saying? So they got to do time, but their time that they're doing it for their daughter being missing. And I'm afraid that once they do, one of them got 20 months, the other one got 12. I feel like once they do that time and they don't find no information, they gonna walk, I guess you could say, scot-free. Because the way Oakley went missing, they said they seen her November 30th. That was the last time they seen her. But that's all they could tell her.
What was that? What was the name again?
Oakley Carlson. Yeah, I done did a few videos on her on my page, man. You know, I try to do videos on cases that, you know, need attention. You know what I'm saying? But that case right there, bro, I swear to you, it'll blow your mind. Like, you tell the police you saw her November 30th, but you can't tell them what the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying? That's all you tell them. That's the last time we saw her. Well, what the fuck was she doing when you saw her? Nothing.
Oh, I don't know.
Nothing. They have nothing else. And it's like,
yeah.
And they had just got the kid back, probably a year back, because they lost custody because they're horrible fucking parents. And the sad part is the father is a former police officer, and then he got on drugs.
I'll throw a name at you. I was the only person that I had seen talk about this baby. A baby.
Hey, D-Love.
Azan Lisby.
Never heard of that one.
That's what I'm saying. I was the only one that I had ever seen talk about this baby.
Man, if you ever have any cases like that, then let me know. I love working on cases nobody talk about.
Well, this actually, they found the child within a week. Or excuse me, a week of me talking about it. Newborn baby goes missing from the hospital. We're not talking like a week old. We're talking hours old.
What?
Goes missing from the hospital. And they don't even issue an Amber Alert.
What?
When I had found it, it was a week before they had found him. I started talking about it, I believe, on like a Sunday or Thursday, or I don't know, about a week before. And come that Friday. So it was updated April 27th. Published the 25th of they arrested the mom and the custodial parents. I'll put it that way. Don't really want to call them more than that. On the 25th. Okay. Yeah. They found him when he was 2 months old.
Wow. And you see what D-Love put in the chat? How does
had
that
not
happen?
seen.
How does that happen with cameras or security?
Yeah, that's the question. How did it happen is the question. He went missing for 2 months. He was with his parent and his mom and his stepdad, or whatever, not a biological dad, not married, whatever the case may be. So the reason they were looking for him, the baby, Azan Lisby, Azzanlisby, was because they were actually trying to arrest the parents for the neglect and death of an older sibling. But never was there a Amber Alert issued. For the folks that had been with me back then, they know I was on a tear about this, and this is right about the same time that Q Carlock, she had made the whole deal with the video on about their the Amber Alert system being an issue or a problem. There's problems with the Amber Alert system, and that there is needs to be either another system put in place or corrections made to it. If you remember that video, or that about that was, it was about the same time frame.
Wow.
Fort Pierce, Florida, I believe it is. Azan Lisby. This year, Charlie, that was this year. The only thing that was issued was a Florida missing child alert. No Amber Alert, none of that. You already had the evidence of there being a child endangerment was involved, and I'm putting that link right now in the chat.
I'm putting the link in your private chat so you can put in the chat. Someone asked about where they can find my music at, so I just dropped that in your private chat.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you very much.
That link that he's gonna drop, it'll take you to any platform where you listen to music at, including my website.
I've popped in on a couple times on when Bossman Blake is doing his music or other artists' music, and the music is really good, guys. Really good.
Appreciate it, man. I try to do real life music, man. Also a little party music here and there. The music that just make you think.
Absolutely.
And that's what this song is. So whenever you're ready to play it, you can play it. I'm gonna go ahead and I got a couple of things I need to take care of before I go to bed.
Yeah, I'm about there myself. I was about to say it's time for me to say goodnight, and I want to thank you very much, Boss Man, for joining me.
Anytime.
Give you a moment for final words before I go and play this music.
Okay. Well, you know, I say this all the time, especially when I'm doing lives or I'm talking about the people that end up missing in America or anywhere in the world, to be honest with you. It doesn't matter. Because I think what people don't realize is when people go missing, I think the rate that it happens in, a lot of people just feel, oh, that's another one missing. And to me, it just causes people to be desensitized to people who really are missing kids, missing loved ones. And if you are part of this community, regardless if you follow RJ, you follow me, you follow John Q, you follow Q Carlock, you follow whoever. If you're in this community because you want to help or you want to see things change, you want to see laws changes, whatever the case may be, you have a voice. We as content creators provide these platforms. If you feel like we ain't doing enough, then start you a platform as well and help bring light to a lot of these cases, because you never know if it's gonna end up in your lap where you're gonna need somebody else to help you shed light to a case of one of your loved ones. And I pray to God that never happens. God knows if it ever happened to me, y'all will see me probably in the fucking psych ward somewhere for blowing up a goddamn city because I'm going all out about my kid. So, for those who follow these cases, especially Summer Wells, don't be the problem. Try to be a part of the solution. Because when you causing conflict, when you causing ruckus on social media, it's not helping. So just think about that. And I'm not saying no one in here, because it looks like RJ got a solid following of people that's with him, and I salute all of you guys. But if you see these people who just making the case about them, do not support them. Do not. Because even if you're just sitting there listening to the drama, you're becoming a part of the problem. And that's all I want to say, man.
Boss man, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that, and you are exactly right. We have a good following in this in here. I don't. I began the night with saying that there is some the information that we will tackle and go over, talk about another night. That is about as close as I will ever get to drama. And I don't like being drama. I don't like being about drama, but sometimes when you see something that is wrong and you know it's a wrong, you've got to talk about it.
I understand that.
And I'm not defending what I'm going to do on another night. I'm just saying I 100% agree with you. It's something I normally do not welcome in my chat.
I understand that, and because I have a friend, Chloe, who has to do the same thing in the Kanika Jenkins case, and I tell her, man, don't do it. She's like, well, I have to stop it. I have to talk about it. I understand that, but just don't stay involved in it. Speak your piece and just move on.
And that's exactly what I'm going to do with that information. It just, this night was about Summer Wells. That information or that I'm talking about that I want to handle on a different night does not have to do anything to do directly with Summer Wells, and that's why I'm not talking about it tonight.
Well, RJ,
you know what I mean?
I've become to know you over these last few weeks, and I see the person you are, so I would never include you in that conversation. So I understand if you have to do something, you're doing it for a reason, and I'm pretty sure the reason is for a greater cause.
Oh, absolutely. But like I said, I'm not explaining. I'm not apologizing for it. I'm just saying, if my community that I'm working hard on building is we are a tight knit group. I love every person that's here, and I love everybody that joins me. Bossman, you, John Q, got nothing but a lot of respect for both of you, and I appreciate you guys including me in some of the things when that, or you see me in chat room and I'm just like typing away, and I got a strong opinion, strong voice, and that's how I want to be with my platform. Is that it is a strong voice, be that platform that we're not going to sit there and just talk about drama. We're not going to be that drama channel. We're going to talk about the facts of what happened.
Absolutely. I definitely want to bring you on board with the case that me and John is working on, if you ever have the time, man.
Oh, absolutely. Always, man. Always. There's a lot of red flags in that case. Oof. Just from what you guys have went over just the other night. There's a lot.
Man, I'm gonna send. I don't think I got your email. I'm gonna need your email because there's a lot of information that Miss Naisha sent us, and you'll be amazed with some of the stuff she sent us, bro. For real.
Yeah. Well, in the beginning of the stream, I had mentioned you. I had actually posted the link to that exact video, encouraged and said, "Hey guys, I encourage people to say go watch that because that is something a case that needs a lot of attention." And you guys are doing a good story to it so far. But absolutely. So here, let me go ahead and post that in the private chat real quick.
I put my email there as well in the private chat.
All right, thank you. All right, and again, I post mine in my own chat. In fact, hang on? Let me take a look here. Nope, that's not what I posted. I thought I had. Anyway, talking to myself and ignore me. I don't mind anybody in here having my email address. Like I said, let me if I'm in a chat and I don't answer an email, double rainbows, I will answer. Take a look at your emails that you sent me. I apologize that they went to my spam folder and I didn't check there, but that does happen. If I don't respond and you see me in a chat somewhere, let me know. Let me know that you sent me an email because I need to take a look and find it and find out what's going on. But anyway, but what I was going to say is Bossman is 100% right. I say it all the time. If there's a case that you wanted to, or if there's a subject that you want to talk about, and I'm not talking about it, or you're not hearing another channel talk about it, I will. If there is a subject that is going on that is not being talked about, or that you think is worthy of being talked about or needs to be talked about, please feel free to email me, rjchannel1@yahoo.com. Give me as much information on it as you can. I will be more than happy to take a look at it. And either if I go and say something to Bossman Blake or John Q and say, hey, look, I'm tackling this, and if they want in on it, I'll work with them 100%. I think Bossman Blake, and I'm not trying to force anything on anybody, but Bossman Blake and John Q and I are working on something bigger than we realize, and as the three of us are beginning to work cases together.
Yep, we're going to do it. Most definitely. I feel like we make a hell of a team.
Oh, I agree. That's why I'm willing to say it. I think that we have something going on that is going to be changing the whole community of how a true crime is tackled. It's not. There's no regard to race. There's no regard to where somebody is in society. There's no regard to what it entails. If it involves the police corruption, police cover-up, we're going to talk about it. This is what I was alluding to earlier. I love talking about Summer Wells, and I will continue to talk about Summer Wells, but we've also got to transition on forward because there is also there's bigger stories or stories that need to be blown up and may be made to be known bigger.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying goodbye to Summer Wells, guys. This is what I'm saying here. As I say goodnight myself, and I'm going to play the music from Bossman Blake here in just a moment. I'm not saying goodbye to Summer Wells. I will definitely be focusing on Summer Wells one more night tomorrow night. I'm going to sit down and get those videos downloaded to my computer and edit it. If I feel that I need to edit anything. Or want to put them together as a video, and we will go over them tomorrow. We'll watch them tomorrow night. And these are videos of things I took today as we went around Kingsport. Not all the videos are very long, but the little clips of here, there, and around. But, guys, we're not saying goodbye to Summer Wells. We're not going to ever say goodbye to Summer Wells until she's found. But we are going to shift our focus a little bit and focus on other stories as well. Bossman, thank you once again. I appreciate you joining me.
It's a pleasure, man. It's always a pleasure.
I'm going to go ahead and add that to a stream now. And let's go ahead and
All right, let's do
take
it.
a listen.
Kids missing just sickens my mood. Now I got an attitude. You think I won't battle fool? I will slap the fuck out of you. Maybe I am a radical. I'm charged up with a matador. If you don't love the kids, why do you got them for? I tell the truth, how they got out the door. These cases I can't ignore. You damn right I want your face on the floor. We lacking info pimping, I'ma need more. See, it's the truth that we want. You're supposed to love your kid, the truth is you don't. Somebody bring them parents up to the front. Them kids been missing for months. Damn right I'm mad, pimp, I done had enough. Oh, my business, bitch, I don't give a fuck. I might just tear this shit up. Now we got summer, we got us, and we got orange. Like the parents, they don't care. I'm like, what the fuck you doing? All of the YouTubers pursuing. They do more than what you doing. Now how the fuck you gonna influence? Your reputation done been ruined. Why? Oh, why they taking these kids? I'm so sick of this shit. Why? Remember that kid they left in the car? Sydney Dill, she had a bum for a father. Nick Masadas Navarre. Just break the window, but he wouldn't even bother. He making kids, now that's really a problem. What about that fella Kawan? The lady picked him up was a mom. Now Kawan was a friend with a son. I can't believe what they done. They found his body in the sugar cane field. Now his parents gotta shed some real tears. This ain't how the fuck we supposed to live. If you got a kid, show them that you love them. Cause they leaving on the dub. Protect them, gotta keep them covered. Cause there's some evil motherfuckers plotting, waiting just to touch them. Don't you think this shit is nuts? They taking kids out by the dozen. It's so many living in your city limits. If you think that they offended, that mean you think this again. It only take a single man. Evaluate the way you live. This was a blessing you was given. It's gonna hit you different if your child just end up missing. Why they taking these kids? I'm so sick of this shit. Why they taking these kids? I'm so sick of this shit. Why they taking these kids? I'm so sick of this shit. Why?
Ladies and gentlemen, Bossman, that was absolutely awesome. And it's exactly how I feel.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I definitely appreciate y'all for having me. I emailed you, so I'll be sending you some stuff.
Great.
Sometime tonight. And y'all have a great night. Hug your kids, love your kids, stay vigilant. One love. I'm out.
Have a good night, Bossman.
You too, bro.
You know, I made a reference before to what happened back in the 80s and 90s. 10 o'clock news would come on. Or there would be if it was a channel that didn't have news till 11 o'clock at night, still at 10 o'clock, there was a PSA that would come on. So it would say, do you know where your kids are? I know it's 1:00 in the morning, my time. No matter the age of your kid, do you know where your kids are? Maybe that's a question that we need to start asking more and more. Do you know where your kids are? With that, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you, everybody. I am RJ. Much love to everybody that stayed with me and listened to me tonight. Have a good night. I'm out.